think about when you were back in school and you were learning math. I remember when I was learning math, like, they introduced a different thing like every week. It's like every week there was like something else. At the end of the week you had this test. So it's like, if you didn't learn, it's like algebra, right? They introduced a different way of how to solve or how to do algebra. Every week it was like something different. Which I get what they're doing. But it's like they never stuck with one thing to like, for like kids to like really get in there and get rooted and say, okay, I can do this. I understand algebra. I understand now how X plus Y equals Z. Foolishness. I understand that. But they will give you so many different things. Like every week it was something else. And then you had a test on how to solve that. When instead they could have just stuck with one thing for like a month, for like 3 weeks, hell 2, and make sure that every child got it before they moved on to the next thing. But instead, America, they like to give you they like to flood you. So it's like as a child, man, you grow up and you learn all these things, all these different methods, but you never got rooted in nothing that they taught you. Anybody remember anything from algebra in high school?
I remember nothing.
You went to school for like, since you were Noah's age till 18 when you graduated. What do you remember? What do you remember about math, science? What do you remember?
H2O.
And that's easy. That's because we drink water every day.
Exactly. That's like why I don't remember like literally.
That's it.
Like nothing from school.
It was literally a waste of time, but that's how it is with these brothers and sisters. That's a part of all these different, they just be hopping. They never gave themselves an opportunity to just learn and be completely submerged into whatever it is they're trying to get themselves to. And it takes it all the way back to, you're double-minded. Because you're double-minded, like you're not rooted in nothing.
And also like going kind of back to that attention seeking, like knowledge puffeth up. So you can get all this knowledge and be a master of knowledge and like, what is that saying? Something of knowledge and then a master of nothing. What is that?
Jack of all trades.
Jack of all trades, but a master of nothing. Like you can have all these, you can quote and do all this stuff, but then like when it gets serious, you can't figure nothing out. You're like in a brainless, vegetated person.
Yeah.
Where we at? You're absolutely right. Where we at in the scriptures? We apologize for the feed, man.
It's back up?
We're back up, yeah.
Okay,
read it one more time?
Yeah, read Matthew 16:6.
Matthews chapter 16, verse 6.
Go ahead.
Then Jesus said unto them, take heed and beware of the leaven of the Pharisees.
So Yahushua told his disciples to beware of the leaven of the Pharisees. Jump to verse 12.
Then understood they how that he bade them not beware of the leaven of bread, but of the doctrine of the Pharisees and of the Sadducees.
So Yahushua was really telling them, listen, beware of the doctrine of the Pharisees. And like I was saying before we went off, the disciples, they were with Yahushua. I mean, they were around before Yahushua came. So they were there with the Pharisees and the Sadducees. Pharisees and Sadducees were everywhere. So they knew what they taught. So when Yahushua came, and now after Yahushua then taught them, Yahushua is telling them, listen, beware of that doctrine that they speak. Why? Because you can get influenced by it. Like the scripture says, a little leaven leaveneth the whole lump. So you let a little bit of what they're saying get in, and the next thing you know, man, you're completely taken over by what they're saying.
And not just what they're saying. Remember we were talking about it earlier. They don't put themselves in the mold of being purged. So they get things a little bit easier. just like the Pharisees of this time, they appeared like, damn, they got it all. They got the word, right? They got the scriptures, they know the law, but damn, look at his fringes. But damn, they get the upper seat in the room. Damn, these cats get everything. He had to tell them to beware, because the things they would say and the things that they would do and the things that they would have and attain, when you add it all up, you're like, dang, I want that. I want the knowledge and I want the carnal things. But they never went through the proper, they never strove lawfully, like the scriptures say, to get those carnal things, because what were they doing? They were imposing heavy fines on the people, right? That's what the Pharisees were doing. They were tax collecting. They were imposing things on people that they said that they couldn't even do themselves.
Damn.
So he was like, beware of their doctrine was about gain. That's what it was about. Their doctrine was about looking a certain way. So you have to warn the disciples. Now, if you look at it, technically Judas was a Pharisee. Judas was a Pharisee, but he said that they was going to pop up from among you. What was Judas on? He was about gain. He was about looking a certain way. He was about fitting in with a certain crowd. That's what he was about. That's why he went and dealt with who he dealt with to get Christ offered up. He got paid. He didn't do it for free.
Was he also a heresy?
Yeah, I mean he went off in his own way of doing things. He wanted to do things his own way. So yeah, I mean, heresy, heretic, hypocrite, Pharisee, they're all the same. So the way he thought about things, he had that heretic, hypocritical type of mind, but it all played out. But Yahushua had to warn them. He said, beware of them, because you're going to look at them and be like, wow, this nigga's garments are on point. Right? Golly, these cats always got like the best seats at the Passover. Dang, every time we feasting, these dudes' meal, it's just on point. Right? But like David said, I almost slipped looking at the prosperity of the wicked.
Yeah.
I almost slipped looking at these Pharisees that appeared, so they appeared to men. They appeared to have it together. But it's easy to appear like you got dough. That's easy.
Yep.
It's easy to appear like you got this together and that together. But what about your spirit? See, that right there will show when you don't, because then everything else starts to peel off of you. Right? Where we at? Go to where we want. Go to Proverbs 23 and verse 6.
Yeah, Proverbs chapter 23, verse 6.
Proverbs chapter 23, verse 6. Eat thou not the bread of him that hath an evil eye.
So the scripture says, don't eat the bread of him that hath an evil eye, right? So, just think about it, man. If somebody ain't on point, why would you even listen to them? Like, what can you, like, if your house ain't in order, how can you tell me about my house? If you can't function, how can you teach me how to function, or even tell me how to function?
Or if you're suspicious about every little thing.
Yeah.
Or if you could look at every little thing with like there's some type of scandal behind everything.
Yep.
I don't know what them brothers is doing. Or everything gotta be some type of fight and argument. Why would somebody follow that? Why would somebody follow? But that's why it says, be not a hireling of a fool. Because you do have people that will look at that and be like, damn, it's cool. He's cool. Again, because they're not looking at just what they're saying. They're looking at all the different things about this heretic or this heresy or this Pharisaic mind state, where it's not just what they say, it's how they make themselves appear.
Yeah.
It's how they make themselves try to sound smart, try to look smart. It's all the total package. The Pharisees got the total package. Yahushua went through it with the way they talked. I mean, but he went through it with the way they talked, with the way they dressed, with the way where they put themselves in social settings. All that stuff, if you look at today, again, you go to the game, you want the best seats in the game. The best seats in the basketball game is the skybox seats. You get the whole 360 panoramic view.
Yeah.
Right? Those are the best seats. That's where the Pharisees wanted to see. It's about the gear. My Versace, my Versace, my Versace. Versace, Versace all over my body. Right? Oh, damn, this dude's Versace. Damn, that's Versace. I need one of them. That's what the Pharisees was on. Damn, he sounds smart. He speaks all the exoteric Hebrew. He knows all the Hebrew words. He can break down the Assyrian. He can sound like a rabbi. Damn, I got to be next to him. You got brothers that got caught up with that. You got brothers that try to come up here with that. And some men got led away by that.
Yeah.
Like, damn, he sounds smart because it's Hebrew.
But you know what's funny about that? You know, just on that point, not to like throw out anything, but like, it's funny how the Most High works in balance, because that same brother, that same situation, you look, the same person that got caught up by it, you could look at it and be like, oh yeah, he could do all this, but when we met the person, such and such daughter was acting like this. So you seen the daughter, that alone should have been like,
yeah, he could speak all the Hebrew. Yeah. He could speak all the Hebrew. He could break down all the Septuagints and all the Talmuds and all that. But his daughter is acting like a little thought.
His daughter was like,
what's the point of knowing all that?
Uncontrollable.
What's the point of knowing all that if you can't control the things around you? That knowledge, breaking down the Septuagint and the Talmud and going all into the exoteric books and being able to speak Hebrew, if your daughter don't understand what the hell you telling her, what does it matter? It don't.
And how does it help her?
But it don't.
Being super young like that and
it don't
come into teenagehood.
Then that's the point. It don't help.
What is she gonna be like when in school when like a guy tries to get her? She gonna be like, oh yeah, the Talmud. What is she gonna?
Yeah, well, my daddy told me in Hebrew that
or the numbers or the numbers. Look, it's January the 2nd, such and such and such. That adds up to this number, and it's this time right now. And like, what does it do? Like that's the Talmud crap. So like, how does it benefit? And that's the point where we're going into with this scripture right here. It says, eat not the bread of him that hath an evil eye. Go ahead.
Neither desire thou his dainty meats.
Go ahead.
Because they look good. Dainty, they're dainty. Like, oh my God. Looks so succulent.
Look like that tastes good. It's like,
it looks so perfect.
It's like
man, don't mess with that. It sounds good to eat. Like, damn, he knows all the Hebrew. This nigga been in all them books. He got time to read all that? You know why he got time to read all that? Because he ain't going through what you're going through.
You know,
he's not going through the purging that you're dealing with. He got time to sit back, intermingle with all knowledge like we went through, give himself to every single book and every single teaching and every single language, and sound cool, but where was the refining spiritually?
Where's the charity?
Where's the learning how to be charitable, how to be hospitable? Those things ain't in a person. Not saying you can't have knowledge and be hospitable. Of course you can, but come on, man. Come on, Israel. Y'all know the deal. Either we saw in balance, you get the cats that are super knowledgeable and rude as hell, or you get the cats that don't have all the knowledge, but they'll be the hospitable ones. And you're like, okay, I can rock with that, brother.
You know, it's crazy, bro. Just what you were saying about the daily meats, right? There's this thing online where Marshawn Lynch, he like eats like a $1,200 burger. And like the other burger was like $800. It was like two different burgers. And he's eating it, he don't even finish it. He eats it, he's like, what the hell is this? It tastes like cardboard. And the other way, he's like, it's $1,200 for this? But it's like, it comes off and they make it look good, and the way they cook it and the way they do all the preparation for it. They make it look good. But then you try to eat it and it's like, what is this? You want to take stuff off of it, but it's supposed to be a $1,200 burger. But that's how they come off.
$1,200 knowledge.
$1,200 knowledge.
You can't even wipe your butt with it because it ain't worth even the toilet paper that it's written on.
And it'll never be better than your burger where you take the time and the effort to season and to cook. It'll never be better than that. Go ahead, verse 7.
For as he thinketh in his heart, so is he.
Go ahead.
Eat and drink, saith he to thee. But his heart.
Go ahead.
But his heart is not with thee.
Yeah, man. They'll tell you, man, like, look, go read this, go read that. But he ain't looking out for your well-being. Or watch this, watch that.
Yeah, why you gotta watch this video and you gotta watch this brother and this doctor and doctor this guy and doctor him? Like, why? What the hell is Dr. Such and Such gonna do for me right now? When I'm dealing with problems that Dr. Such and Such ain't even on.
God.
Man, you gotta watch this cat because he goes all the way in and talks about Mesopotamia before Mesopotamia, and he'll break down the way that they used to look and talk and act. You need all that for what?
Yep.
And what does that profit a man?
But verse 8. Verse 8.
The morsel which thou hast eaten shalt thou vomit up.
Yeah, man, once you eat that, man, you vomit that right up. You like,
God.
If you don't want to be like him.
yeah.
God.
But even if you do want to be like him, you still vomit it up. Because because you become like him. And he don't have nothing good to eat. You ain't eating nothing good anyways.
And if you have that heretic mind state, you're probably gonna oppose and not be with what that person is trying to teach you anyway. You know?
Exactly.
After a while, you're gonna rise up against him.
Exactly.
Exactly. Go to just on that point, man. Go to Matthew's. Go to Matthew's. Crap. Oh no, I'm sorry. It's John. Go to John chapter 4, verse 13. John chapter 4, verse 13. I'm gonna skip to another point.
John chapter 4, verse 13.
Yes, sir.
Jesus answered and said unto her, whosoever drinketh of this water shall thirst again.
And that's what it's about. Because once you eat that bread, once you get that knowledge, man, you're gonna thirst again. You're gonna be like, man, I wonder what else there is. I wonder if I have the scripture in here. It talks about having itchy ears. You just want to keep looking for stuff. Think about, for those before they found the truth that were looking and searching for something, and you started off searching for the Illuminati. You started searching for that, but then that took you down other things, and you started looking for, man, what is this? World War III, yada, yada, yada. You started looking for different things until you found the truth. And once you found the truth, you're like, this is it. I'm good. Yahushua is saying right here, when you drink water from them, you start looking for different things. When you eat up and you start believing in something like you can't ejaculate into your wife, you start looking for the other things. You start being, you become like, man, I wonder what else is there.
Because it poses a question of why. Then it's like, well, because the semen is alien and your wife is God and this and that, and then you're like, whoa, next thing you know, you're a Kevin.
Yeah.
Or you're in a whole different line of doctrine.
Yep.
Think about it. When you drink water, you're supposed to be quenched. He's saying that the things you're gonna, like you just said, the things you eat and drink from these type of men with this mind state that are not looking out for your well-being but about themselves, that are in this heresy mind state, it's not gonna fulfill your spirit. You're always gonna be left empty. Just like what? Just like what? Just like church.
Yeah.
Just like church. When you was in there empty as hell, when it was like, yeah, don't do this, don't do that, but we're gonna put the Bible away and smoke a cigarette right after class, right after church,
Or eat some shrimp.
pork, crab, and lobster. You was left empty. You're like, Dad, it gotta be more than just this.
You know what's funny? That's people leave church, and right after they leave church, they go and sin.
They go right to the seafood spot
Yep.
Exactly.
and get some craw.
Because you and your family, y'all go out after y'all leave. After y'all left church, y'all go and y'all have a nice little family
They
dinner.
go right to Country Buffet and
Y'all
get the
go
pork
and eat
chops.
pork.
I
Yeah,
remember
going to
Red
show.
Lobster. That was like our place.
Oh yeah, right after church.
growing
Yeah,
up On Sunday.
right after
On
church.
Sunday.
Yep.
After we left the Kingdom Hall.
Kingdom Hall, you go to Red
We
Lobster.
go to Red Lobster.
And you get all the scrimp scampi, all the butter
For real.
basted scrimp, buffalo scrimp, butterfly scrimp, right?
Crawfish.
All that. I don't think they serve crawfish in Red Lobster.
Oh, I've been to Red Lobster once my whole life.
Yeah, they don't serve. They're not that ghetto.
Yeah.
Crawfish.
Name crawfish is considered ghetto?
To me, it is. That's the peasant meal.
Yeah, they have lobster and
Sorry.
crab.
That's a peasant's meal. If you're eating mud divers,
Yeah.
that's peasant food. I look at people eating that. I'm like, that's peasant food. That's worse than slave food, bro. Or it is slave food, actually. But anyhow,
Crawfish.
that's the problem, though. You're left empty because your spirit is not being fulfilled with what's being told for you to do to attain. Right? So what's the next scripture?
No, go ahead, read down.
Oh, read on.
Verse 14. But whosoever drinketh of the water that I shall give him shall never thirst.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
But the water that I shall give him shall be in him a well of water springing up into everlasting life.
And that's how you can tell if it's real doctrine, if it's of the Most High, or if it's just something that men is just trying to throw up. Can you actually use it? Can it benefit you? And can it benefit other people?
And also, what it's showing you too is that the Pharisees don't last too long. They dry up. That garbage knowledge that they come with, that garbage mind state, that perverse, it dries up.
It's like that. It's like an empty carb meal.
Like a what?
An empty carb. I might have said that wrong.
An empty what meal?
An empty carb.
Oh, empty carbs.
I think I said it wrong, but it's like eating like a McDonald's.
Yeah.
Eating a Chick-fil-A, you eat that, and then it's like you don't get no nutrients.
Right, but even in that, what I'm saying is they don't last. After a while, the doctrines they come with, the thought process they come with, it doesn't. They start to fade away. Like he said. Watch, read that last verse one more time.
Yeah.
But whosoever drinketh of the water that I shall give him shall never thirst.
He shall what?
Shall never thirst.
Yeah, you're never going to be thirsty. Now the Pharisees, they stay thirsty. Stay looking for problems. Stay looking to get in something. Go ahead.
But the water that I shall give him shall be in him a well of water springing up into everlasting life.
Right. It said that the wisdom would flow from your belly, like that everlasting water. What was that in John?
7:38.
What does it say? He that believeth on me, as the scripture has said, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water.
God.
Right. So you will see the growth. That's why it says they pop up, but then what happens? They get overshadowed by what was been approved by the Most High. You see that? Their doctrine gets overshadowed by what's been approved. Their thought process, the way they go about doing things, their method on how they execute judgment, it's overshadowed by what the scriptures say. They don't last. Right? Go from there. Where are we going next?
I'm gonna go to let me see this real quick.
Yeah, I know with the feed going down, man, the class is kind of choppy.
Go to
Apologize.
So, just on that point with it not lasting, go to Wisdom of Solomon 11 and 25. Wisdom of Solomon 11:25.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 11, verse 25.
Another brother give me 1 Ezra 4 and 38. Go ahead.
And how could anything have endured if it had not been thy will?
And that's the thing. They don't endure because it's not the Most High's will. It's not. It's just not. I'm sorry.
They're just there to show you what's right and what's wrong.
It's actually Satan's will, because you go and you fall into it, and then nothing comes of it. You just wasted your time.
The thing is, they have a purpose, but they're there to show you what's right and what's wrong. They have a purpose. If you're looking and being aware of the leaven of the doctrine, you'll be like, oh, okay, that don't even make sense, because when they execute and do things, the product is not the right. It's not the same product as everybody else. There's no wisdom that comes from them. That's how you can see, like, oh wait, that's not approved of the Most High. You had your hand up?
Well, I was gonna say just on this scripture, that scripture that Lakarab quoted, which was when Yahweh told Peter, "If you love me, then feed my sheep." And he said it 3 times. Well, if the Pharisees, like you just mentioned, Quantizak, aren't nourishing the flock,
Flock's gonna dry
the
up.
flock is gonna dry up.
So will they.
And so will they. And then the flock is not gonna be around to give them that attention. They're gonna go off, try to get their own attention, or be like the Pharisees, so they can attain what they feel like the Pharisees were having. Exactly. And then it just
a cycle.
It's
just a cycle that it goes and it goes, but it never gets to this epitome of they're making a dent in anything. Right. Not if you let them.
Not Most High approved at all.
Right.
Yeah, finish that and then read the first Ezra's. Go ahead.
And how could anything have endured if it had not been thy will?
Go ahead.
Or been preserved if not called by thee?
Nice. Read that first Ezra's.
1 Ezra chapter 4 verse 38.
Go ahead.
1 Ezra chapter 4 verse 38. As for the truth, it endureth, and is always strong.
Kind. The truth is always going to endure, and it's always going to be strong. Go ahead.
It liveth and conquereth forevermore.
And that's the thing. You can't poke holes into your Hawashais, into the doctrine that we've been given. It's unpokeable. You can't poke a hole through that.
It's impregnable. It's impregnable.
It's everything Mike Tyson was saying.
He said it's impregnable.
God. With that, go to Matthew 10 and 8. Because, see, this is why it conquereth forever, and it will endure forever. It's for this reason right here. It's Matthew 10 and 8.
Matthew chapter 10, verse 8.
Go ahead.
Heal the sick.
Because this doctrine is used to heal the sick. It's not just for vain glory. It's not just for, I want to be seen of men. It's used to heal the sick. So if you're really about this truth, and you're really about the word of the Most High, and really trying to be one of the 144,000, you really love your people, and you really trying to wake your people up, then you're learning things that's going to help you to heal the sick. Heal yourself, and then heal your brothers and sisters amongst you, and then heal the brothers and sisters that's waking up and that don't know, that are blind. That's why you're learning it. You're not learning it for, I want to know all this knowledge, and I read all these books, and you're not learning it for that purpose. You're learning this so that you can heal the sick, mentally and physically, and spiritually. Read.
Cleanse the lepers.
Yeah, you want to cleanse our brothers and sisters, man, that got a real disease of the mind.
Ooh.
That's been raised and been brought up in messed up situations that swayed them and made them a certain way. Like Shaquat was telling me, America made the man you were before you found the truth. America made that man or that woman. And that's a leprous man and woman.
Yeah.
That's a man and a woman that has plenty of diseases. But the Most High, since now that you know the truth, the Most High is making you into a new person. And the scriptures is what's doing that. Getting rid of the sickness, getting rid of the disease mentality that we have. Go ahead.
Raise the dead.
Yeah, man, this raises the dead. This raises the dead. This doctrine, what we've been taught. The truth, it raises the dead. Because you were dead. And then you got raised up. You were dead, man. You were filthy. You were doing stuff that was going to damage you for the rest of your life if you was young. And then if you were a little bit older, you did stuff that damaged you to this day that you're still battling to try to peel off, to try to get rid of, just so you can make it into the kingdom. You were dead. Lots of dead works we did. How many of y'all to this day, man, y'all moving around and y'all hear a song and that song just reminds you of something that you did or something that you went through and you're like, crap. And it just plagues your mind. Imagine if you ain't had the truth. You still will be doing things to this day that will you just be adding more stuff. Adding more stuff, man. How many of us got things that we did, man, things that we did, things that we said that we wish we could just take back, that we wish we never experienced, that we wish we was never a part of. I wish I never met him. I wish I never met her. I wish I wasn't raised like this. We were dead. But this word brought us out of that. Go ahead.
Cast out devils.
Go ahead.
Freely ye have received, freely give.
And that's what it's about, man. Freely giving and freely receiving. Heresies, they want attention. It's never free. Read 2 Timothy 4:3, and then we are going to end it at I've been quoting this one all day. 2 Timothy 4:3.
2 Timothy chapter 4, verse 3.
So just remember this. Just keep this in the back of your mind. Go ahead.
For the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine.
Make sure that this isn't you. It's just like there had to be a Judas with the 12 disciples. Judas just chose to be Judas. He chose to be Judas. He could have chose to be Peter, the rock that everything was built on. He could have chose to be Matthew, John, Luke, Mark. He could have chose any of that, but he chose to be the one that fulfilled Judas's position. So don't choose to be the one that did not endure sound doctrine, because then you're going to come up to Christ and be like, did not heal the sick and cast out devils, and he gonna be like, depart from me, I never knew you. You don't want that. Go ahead.
But after their own lusts shall they heap to themselves teachers, having itching ears.
Yeah, don't do that, man. Because there's a lot of stuff. Come on, man. You know Esau is putting a lot of crap, man, a lot of garbage out there to sway our people. So stay in the book. Stay in the book.
But you gotta know what's approved and what's not.
Done.
That's the thing. This is for the people that those itching ears. I can't get enough. It's like, man, I gotta keep getting it. Keep telling me. Keep saying it. Keep showing me about angels coming down and sleeping with women. Oh yeah. What's their names? Oh, you got all 7 of their names? Oh, okay, yeah. What's their name? Like those itching ears, heaping up teachers. Don't it say that?
Yep.
Go ahead. What does it say?
It says, heap to themselves teachers having itching ears.
Right. You heap to yourselves teachers. You heap to yourselves what sounds good to you, what comforts your spirit, but not in a good way. What makes it easy? What makes you feel comfortable? What gives you the excuse? Oh yeah. There was the herb, right? Said the herb was for medicine, so you can smoke it. Niggas love hearing that. They love hearing that. But then the one that's telling them that is like, yeah, I'm keeping the law, but where did we smoke in the law? Where were you even burning anything that was strange in the law, in your censer? If you think about this. If you burn the wrong incense in your censer, you got put to death. Okay. So why the hell would you put something strange in your body?
God.
That what happened to Aaron's sons? They burned strange incense in their censers, and the Most High killed them. So why would you put something strange in your body? But that's my point, is I'm going to tell you one thing over here and act like I'm doing something in the law over here. A lot of men, a lot of brothers could care less about the law. They care less about the Torah. They just want to look good in it. They want to look good in the law, in doing parts of it. Where we at?
Jesus. You know, that's it, man. That's good. All the other stuff is kind of just, go to Ephesians 4:14.
Yeah, go there real quick.
Ephesians chapter 4, verse 14.
Go ahead.
That we henceforth be no more children tossed to and fro.
Yeah, man, don't be a child tossed to and fro. Go ahead.
And carried about with every wind of doctrine.
One way you going this way, another way you going this way. Another day you going this way, I should say. Remember our people, they depend, in Judah 8:24, it says that their hearts depend on us. Think about it. If you was a Christian, you left Christianity, and then you went to be an atheist, and then you went to Egyptology, and then you went to Scientology, and then you found the truth, and then you end up leaving the truth, what does that do? What does that do for your family members? Or your wife, or your husband, or your kids that's under you, that's looking at you. They're like, man, yeah, you just jump from this to this. Like, whenever it comes to anything spiritual, anything with wisdom, we ain't coming to you. You ain't rooted in nothing. Go ahead.
By the sleight of men.
And this is the thing, it's by the sleight of men. It's like a card trick. It's a little sleight, a little quarter behind your ear. It's a little sleight. It's a little trick, man. It's a trick. Don't get fooled. Go ahead.
And cunning craftiness.
Go ahead.
Whereby they lie in wait to deceive.
So don't be a child tossed to and fro, man. You know this is the truth. You see the times that we're living in. Listen, hunker down, man.
Can I get one more? We'll end it. Ecclesiastes 5 and 9. Then we'll end it here.
Ecclesiastes chapter 5, verse 9.
You did this. Read.
Winnow not with every wind.
Right. It's saying don't be sifted with the wind. To winnow, don't be sifted with the wind. Move with every wind. Go ahead.
And go not into every way.
Right. Don't try to cling on to these type of men, this type of mind state. Read.
For so doth the sinner that hath a double tongue.
Right. Go to verse 10.
Be steadfast in thy understanding.
Be what?
Steadfast in that
How do
understanding.
you accomplish that? Read.
And let thy word be the same.
Right, meaning the words you speak, but the words you hear. Let that be the same. Understand and know. What does it say in Timothy's? It says, jeez. It says it in Timothy's. It says, but continue thou in the things which thou hast learned and hast been assured of, knowing of whom thou hast learned them. Right? How will you know what you're assured of? Well, what works? The assurance is what works. What's been approved of the Most High will work. Go ahead.
Verse 11.
Right?
Be swift to hear.
Be what?
Swift to hear.
Go ahead.
And let thy life be sincere.
Right. And that's what it's about. We got to be more quickly to hear. Sometimes you got to hear a dummy out. Sometimes you got to hear them and you're like, oh yeah, I ain't dealing with that. That's wrong. I'm not just going to run just because they sound smart. I'm going to hear them out and say, okay, yeah, that's not approved of the Most High. Go ahead.
And with patience give answer.
Right. So, y'all get that, right? Right. Again, we apologize for the feed shutting down on us, man. But we're going to try to combine the classes if we can. Combine the 3. But any questions on that? All right, well, we thank everybody for joining us. Today is Monday, so they'll be back online in Virginia tomorrow. Right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Remember the Passover is coming up swiftly. Remember the RSVP. Were you able to put that in there? In the description? Yeah, she got the RSVP in the description. Make sure you do that if you plan on coming to the Passover. If you want to help out again for the Passover, we got the Google Wallet, we got the Wells Fargo. If you want to help out with the location, with the lamb location set, we got to just get the money up for the lamb. So if y'all want to help out, make sure you get that in. All right. Anything else you want to help out with is fine. It's the same procedure. Just let us know what it's for. Anything you want to mail in, you can do so. All right. We definitely want to say that we thank y'all for the contributions which y'all been given. It's a lot. It helps. It takes a lot of the pressure off of the bros that the core brothers that gotta go in and make the money for the school. So we definitely appreciate it. All right. So with that, we're gonna end it. We're gonna say shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom. We'll see y'all back here on Wednesday. Make sure y'all be here on Wednesday. I got something.
Yeah, my Bible on top. The Most High is my rock. No time for cupcake and the cutlet. Hit the streets and start cutting. The Israelites are bubbling. The Israelites are coming. I don't celebrate Thanksgiving. You can keep the stuffing. It's pagan, disdain, it's vain, it's nothing. The European Union about to hit the button. And I feel sorry for you if you think the Lord is bluffing. That's why I hit the booth and I tell the truth. Are you fishing with the truth? Homie, where's your fruit? If the Most High is your rock, don't treat him like a side piece. Come in this truth plan and treat you like a side piece.